Right.
Watch live now.
I'm alive now.
Can you see?
I'm alive, aye.
Watch live now.
I'm alive now.
Can you see?
So, aye, it's all good. Right. Anthony Lewis. Anthony, alright, Cookie. Alright, Cookie, pal. Aye, Anthony Abcusty. Just trying out this StreamYard. Thinking about using it, getting the grips with it. Because I do want to start using OBS. Just had a conversation about OBS, but I haven't got enough memory on my computer. Aye. Alright, Laureen. Aye, I'm good. Gazadik. Aye. 6 people joining back up. The StreamYard's alright, like, gotta see it. See, I can get if I get the thing, I can get that StreamYard thing moved and put my own logo up. Cookie's True Crime Adventures. It's all kicking off, man. Aye. I wonder if I'm being, I wonder what's going on and it's out going on in the chat there, because look. Because it did get the chat. Aye. Aye, just comes up on there, the same. How do I put these up? So I'm just gonna experiment. There we go. That's how you do it. That's how you do that. Yeah. So how are folks? I know there's only 5 over here, but you can ask us some questions and help us out. Right. Show display name. I'm just looking at this, you see. And I like the blue. Or a banners. 2 banners. Use banners to summarize your talking points and display calls to action. Aye. Aye, the StreamYard looks alright. So, aye, I had my sound knocked off there. Sorry, folks. Knocker, all right, mate. Flossy jock. But this StreamYard seems alright. Right, invite a guest. Right. Right, how do I invite a guest? You can upgrade to 6 people on screen at once. Upgrade if you need more. So, right. Ah, right. So I can take it through email as well. Right. So Command V. Ah. So see, I'm trying to get it so I can have people on. So a bit stuck talking to myself all the time, you see. Well, I will be. So I think it's best if I invite people on, So I'll see if I can get someone on.
She's saying to meet your channel.
Aye. You are some proper grass, you and your best friend Glover. You and him, little police. Aye, Joe, Mama. What a name, Mama. Joe, Mama. Never mind, Joe. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? You talk about whose business I talk about. My business, mate. Not with you with anybody else.
Oh,
And the truth about Glover, well, it's Davy's truth, isn't it? So that's all Davy's story. It's not my story. And no, even though my story interlocks with Davy, because we had it and we spent time with each other on the streets and stuff. We'll talk about all that on lives, hopefully. I have to check things out with Davy, so make sure everything's okay, and with myself. But I'm a proper little grass. Aye.
you like what?
Where does that sound? That I wonder where that's coming from. I wonder who's calling me a proper little grass. Because it won't be anybody from me, from who I've done any business with, or any dealings with. Anybody around me didn't call me them kind of names. It's only coming from one place, and one place only.
It works.
It works.
I think so.
Ah, right. I see, aye. I've got it there so I can hire you in on the feed. Right?
That's what you open.
But I'll switch it off. But I won't turn that down because I'm getting feedback on it. Aye. But, you think calling me a grass, right? And coming from, the shed, right? Do you think that any of that garbage bothers my heat? No. I've got a clear conscience on all matters. And I'm sure you've heard that coming from somebody else's mouth as well, but sounds really insincere. Aye. Aye. Aye, Cookie. How do, mate? Cookie is the only one that tells the truth on you. Aye. I don't like telling lies. I can be caught up on lies and stuff and that, and I can be made to look a right fool. I'm not in a position to be able to come on YouTube and tell lies and cause trouble. I'm not in a position to be able to do that, you know. I have to tell the truth. If I come on YouTube and I talk about anything, it can't be made up stuff. Kit Kats. All right, Cookie. When you're going back on Video Craig's podcast. Aye. I don't know. I might come. I might the next time he's on, I suppose. All right, Cookie. When you're going back on video, right? I've already seen that one. That's 2. What's this one? There we're going. Us from Ben will know the truth, Cookie. We have your back, bro. Thank you, Gavin. Thank you. We're doing all the truth from Benwell. All day. It's the way it is. And it's sad the way things have turned out up at the farm. Aye, but this StreamYard seems really easy to do so far. I can invite people. Oh, that's the dog. There must be somebody at the door. Huh? It might be Grace. Aye. So, aye, got a little bit going on. But aye, because the kids are off school, aren't they? So, you know. Aye, it sounds like it as well. So any more questions, people? Because I think I'm getting the hang of this and I could do some chats. I could do some live chats myself and come on with people. You see, if you're from the West End and you want to come on and have a chat with us about stuff, and I didn't mean about anybody's crimes out like that, just about, you can ask us questions and stuff like that. Maybe if you want to talk about yourself, you can, or share a little bit about your background, you can, you know. But you will have to show your face. I won't just let anybody on. I will have to know who you are before I let you on, like, gotta say, because I'm not having anybody doing horrible things. Keep an eye, he's been casting for a decade. What does that mean? He's been documented about in blogs. He's a wrong'un. Well, the way Jimmy talks is he talks. It's not been. I've not been happy with. Because you see, with Video Craig, I like Video Craig, and I find Video Craig very funny, right? It's just some of his humour is kind of dark, and it makes us feel a little uncomfortable. And because, like, I didn't want to go on lives, right, where I didn't mind conflict on a live, and I didn't mind it getting, I didn't mind people speaking their mind, but I didn't want people coming on, right, weaponizing my past against me, right, and being verbally abusive. So, and I think that could happen on Video Craig's, because I don't know who's coming on, and it is an open live, so people can't come on, and that's the way he runs his show, you know. And I'm sure if somebody was like digging that at his Video, Craig would mute the guy and kick him off. but I just don't know. So, aye. But Jimmy, I don't know about Jimmy. I don't know what's been going on with Jimmy. I just know he was seeing loads of madness. And that made us feel uncomfortable about being on the live then. And it might have just been because he was drunk. Aye. 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 Well, I didn't want any negative stuff, right? I know. Listen, you see, people,
Sorry.
it's all right. People, we've all got pasts, you see, right? And, you know, we've grown up in social circles. A lot of us grow up in social circles that, where some social boundaries were more acceptable than others. I mean, it helped with commit crimes. Being part of a social circle where it's acceptable to break the law. It's acceptable to be nasty to people. Where it's acceptable to shit stir about people and get them into trouble. It's acceptable to gossip about other people's business in a negative way and stuff and that. It's acceptable. You know? We come from social circles where people judge each other in a negative way. Where if you're given a shitty nickname when you were a band, it's your nickname for life. So how would you move on from your past when you've done stuff like me and, you know, I gotta empathise with everybody else, even though they might say bad things about us. They might shit stir behind me back. You know, but they've got their own issues going on. Everyone's surviving. Everyone like me, kicking about on YouTube and on the streets and stuff and all that. You know, they're all surviving. And they're surviving the best way they can. Was a young and Aye. I was a. Aye. You see, you didn't really understand you when you're a band that how things are gonna emotionally affect you later on in life. So, and you've got to man up and take it. You've got to lie in the bed you've made for yourself, and that's what I have to do. So, morning Cookie and everyone. Aye, Darren McKinley, morning mate. Aye, I still suffer from the mistakes I made 30 years ago. Aye, same here. Same here. Same here. It's difficult, but you cannot let it dominate. You cannot let it dominate your life because this is where, you know, on some level you have to forgive yourself. Like I had to forgive myself on some level, but not forget. So I can feel alright and live a better life, you know. But I still get triggered. I still get triggered with certain things, and brings up a lot of anxiety. which I just lived through. I didn't let it show my behaviour. You wouldn't have a clue I was suffering from anxiety. You know, no, I just gone quiet. I just gone quiet. That's how my anxiety affects us. I gone quiet and just hold it in and just live through it. But it's emotionally exhausting when you have to do, when you're triggered all the time. So it's hard work, you know. And the more socially you get, you know, the more triggers gone off. So I didn't drink, I didn't socially drink or out like that, and you know, I didn't really. If I go over the West End and I talk to a few of the lads, I'll talk positive, talk about addiction, you know, talk about how I've struggled with addiction, me crime, turning me back on crime. So that's what I talk to you about whenever I see any criminals on the street that are not from my past. You know, that's just the way it is. It's the way I'm programmed now by Grendon. But it's the maintenance. It's the maintenance. All right, good afternoon, mate. Jason Snowden. I've got to back up. I've got up to 31. I've got 31 people. 31 people. Try not to live in the past. Because look at this. MMA illegal. Try not to live in the past and look to the future. There's so many negatives and nasty associations you have to have strong people around you. It's hard to live a normal life. Aye. It is hard to live a normal life. It is hard. But it's better than prison. It's better than living a normal life in prison. Believe it or not. And sitting in them dampers and days like this, I was just devastated. And then come on a night time, you hear the owls and that, and the birds of prey and the wildlife out depending, especially in Parkhurst and Channons Wood and all that. You look out your window, you just want to be out, don't you? You just want to be out. And that's what I think, no matter how hard it gets out ya, right, and how sad I feel, or how much I beat myself up at times, I just know that it's a hell of a lot better than prison. Even though sometimes I feel like some of the friendships I had in prison were proper real, and trying to find them sort of friendships outside is hard, only because, right, of that shared prison experience, you know. And it's that shared prison experience, positive. If you've done your jail in a positive way and kept that high etiquette and kept it everything cushioned, done your, like I say, if you've done Grendon even better. But it's hard to find them friendships outside, but they're all out there, and I've just got to adjust more and start socialising in a better way, more, not better, just do it more. Aye. Aye, Jack Jones, don't listen to Paddy and Bull. Aye, yes, I agree. They are. Aye. Aye. Can we not call people that, you know? Jack Jones, I know we cannot swear, So I didn't want to swear and stuff and all that, and I didn't want to call people names, even though they're behaving really badly. I totally agree with how they're behaving. Eddie, Eddie, do you think school kids or the naughtier kids should go on field trips to prison to deter them from a life of crime? Keep them on the straight and narrow. What's the solution? Well, you see, how to try to get the message across to the kids these days. I think, right, one of the main things in my offending behaviour, right, my offending behaviour was so out of control, right, that I lived and breathed crime, right? And that can sound like it was great fun and all that, and some of it was. I'll not deny that. It was great fun, right? But there were times, because I was living my life without consequences. That's the only reason why it felt good fun. And I was delusional and totally unaware in my victims of what I was doing to other people, right? And that's why it felt fun. I wasn't emotionally connected with any of that stuff, you know? But your offending behaviour, what was I saying there? I've lost my thread there, I've lost my thread. Kids in prison. The main thing with me, along the way on my criminal career, right, there was points, right, where if I felt I had options, choices, right, I would have took them, right? So I think that's the most important thing about kids these days, is that they've got choices. Not like with me, I couldn't read, I couldn't write, my choices were limited. You know what I mean? I couldn't see myself in the outside world, in the legit world. I couldn't see myself being successful. Whereas as a kid, I'd had success and I'd had bits of money, a few £100 here, £100 there. Just as a little kid, you know, I was getting successes and I was winning a little bit and not getting caught, But when it come to the point, where my crime got worse and worse and worse and worse, and I felt myself at times where if I had a choice to do something else than crime, I would have took that choice. I just felt I had no choices. So kids these days, I think making sure they can read. You shouldn't leave school unless you can read and write, and kids these days, I think they'll go through the craziness of being a kid and growing up in today's society. There's a lot more pressures and stuff and what have you. I mean, a lot of them not gone into crime, but there is still a lot that do, But it's making sure that they understand that they've got options, that they've got choices, that they're not trapped in that game. And I'm sure there's still economic poverty and economic social circumstances that are going on in London, Leeds, Bradford, Manchester, Liverpool, all over the country. There's still social circles going on in them with them kids, right, where they feel that their choices are limited, So I think making sure I take them into the prison, but shock them. Do that. That could have an effect, but it's more than one thing. There's just no silver bullet for these sort of situations. You see, it's the same with the prison reform, in the prison and rehabilitating prisoners. There's no silver bullet where you can just solve everything. It's got to be you've got to be going and you've got to be working on things in a positive way, especially when it comes to prison reform and educating the younger, and try ones that are grow up in circumstances that's put them on the road to crime, you know, and a lot of help needs there for them. But that's how I feel about that. Prisons, it can be part of the solution. There's just no silver bullet. What's this? Do you know any of that? I haven't, mate. I might have come across, but I'm not. I don't know. It's very rare that you follow on a relationship with your friends through a long-term prison sentence. You'll get promised on release. It's true. It is true. It is true, because sort of like you move on and like quite quickly in a big emotional way when you first get out of prison. Aye. Was Brendan a Borstal at one time? I don't know. And that's the whole ethos of Grendon started in Berlin on a special unit, and it started with the likes of Jimmy Boyle. Jimmy Boyle, one of Scotland's most famous prisoners, and he took on the Scottish prison system, a proper brutal back then as well. And he created a lot of maybe you could consider worse situations than what Bronson's created in the prison system over the last 40 years. But Jimmy, they started treating them like human beings and put them on a special unit in Berlin. I can't say that properly. And Grendon took on that ethos. And that was many years ago, and it's been going ever since. Aye. So that's how Grendon started. That's how they started doing the therapy. I think there's been a few who've been on that special unit. Paul Ferris went on a special unit in Berlin. There's been a few big names up there on the street who've had proper prison battles with the Scottish prison authorities and went on that special unit in Berlin, and they closed it down because the screws, the prison officers, didn't like treating prisoners like human beings. It's exactly like that in England as well. Why are they calling you and trying to intimidate you, Cookie? Is that one of the triggers you can recognize before acting on it? They're old men and grandkids, etc. It's embarrassing. They no respect, mate. Sometimes it triggers us to the where I want to respond verbally in a negative way, right? Naturally, because I'm not scared of them, not one little bit, right? It's as simple as that, and there's nothing they can do to me. Pair them. But it triggers us in that way. But I didn't feel violent about the situation. Because I can never see any proper resolve around violence, dealing with a situation in a violent way and being triggered in that kind of way. I am triggered in other ways as well, but it's like his homophobia, the homophobia that comes across on that channel and stuff and that. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And like I say, I've got members of my family who are gay, right? And he tries to attack my sexuality. My sexuality's been attacked. And there's someone ringing us. It's me, ma. Shit. What's you like? Aye, me mother's ringing us. She rung us last time I was on a live as well. She rung us on my first live last time as well. She always just, it's like mothers must have this radar. You know, God bless her. Aye. I know, like attacking me sexuality. Like if I'm gay, right, why would I be ashamed of it? Why would I be ashamed of it? Why would it hurt me? Them saying, I don't know why I didn't come up with it. I don't, what's the matter with him? He's gay, he's this, he's that. Well, why doesn't he not just go? What's it got to do with my sexuality? Has got nothing to do with the situation. And the only reason why people are talking about my sexuality is to have a go at us because they may think or feel that I'm some immature, mentally underdeveloped now person who feels, well, I shouldn't say that because it's mentally mature enough. That's the best word, the best words to say to deal with any sexuality issues that I may come across in my life. So, and I've got absolutely no shame of who I am. So that it only triggers this because though I looked up to these people, and I did have respect for them at one point, and I did give them a chance. But at the end of the day, look what they've ended up being about. And they've got grandkids and stuff and that, and they didn't care. The thing is about them and up the farm, they could. Why didn't they jump on positive things? But no, they didn't want to jump on positive things. They could do loads of positive things with that farm and stuff and that up there. It would be great. He could crack on and do, but it's not. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's not about any positivity. No, no. It's about, well, it is what it is. Aye, foxed off. Yes, cookie lad. Thanks, foxed off. Right. Thanks for answer, cookie. Education and decent job prospects would be a good solution. I feel sorry for the youth these days, though, as life is tough and going to get tougher. We're kind of gone into a severe economic downturn, so even the people who live in Durham and that, who live in the gravy, I mean, there is bits of towns and that are just like the West End, I suppose, or what Durham and all that back in the day. But like, I think people living in the gravy now are gonna start feeling it, and especially the youngster. You know, uh, I mean, I don't know what it's gonna be like. We're not gonna be able to heat our homes properly. I mean, the fuel prices are kind of mad, and we've got the supermarkets ripping off of our petrol. I mean, of course, there's one that if Costco can do £1.60 a litre, I think it is, and all the other supermarkets are doing £1.95, and they've been criticised for not bringing down their petrol prices. Didn't buy petrol or diesel and all that from a supermarket. If you're gonna pay £1.95 for petrol and all that, didn't give it to the supermarket. Didn't give it to the American corporations and these greedy capitalists. Didn't give it to the greedy capitalists. Give it to some small business garage. Gone to them. Didn't buy off them. Them supermarkets so greedy. It's unbelievable. And these energy companies are so bloody greedy. It's unbelievable. It infuriates me. Stuff like that triggers me and wants us to become more active verbally around all them sort of things. Aye. You'll always be her baby. Me mother. I will. But aye, she's a belter. She's a belter. Aye. She always gets on me case when I'm working.
You talk with me.
Me ma.
Oh.
You're a good man who's made mistakes. I love to spend a bit of time talking to you. If you've getting through grinding, it takes a real man to do what you have done. Simple. Thank you, MMA Legal. Thank you. Aye, it would be good to sit and talk. I want have positive friendships and stuff like that. Talking about the read things, you know. Aye. Aye. Your lass must laugh. Oh, shit is. I do all the time. Best medicine. It is, darling. It's the best medicine in the world. Aye. Urban explores. Always been nice to me, lass. Costy. Aye. My fixed term energy came to an end at £108 a month. Next month they want £440. Absolute joke. I cannot see how they won't riots. There won't be riots on the streets come November. Well, you see, I mean, I don't want to encourage people not to pay their bills and all that, you know, but like, it's getting so ridiculous at the point that the government didn't seem to be doing anything about it. I mean, we're going into a big recession. I mean, the government probably cannot afford it.
The energy companies are making record profits.
Aye.
So, no, it's not acceptable.
Aye, but you're right. No, it's not acceptable. The government's got to do something about these greedy capitalists. It's absolutely disgusting. £440. And it's going to double again in the October, isn't it? It's absolutely disgusting. Well, you see, there's a bit of a campaign going on. I can't remember the name of it, but it's about millions of people across Britain, and you can only do it if you've got a meter that you pay monthly, quarterly, whatever, right? If they don't pay that bill and withdraw all that money, because apparently they hold money for you, and you've got to, you know, so if you withdraw that, because they hold your money for you that you've overpaid, and they'll just take it off your next bill. But they earn money off holding that money. And also, if the amount of people who've apparently signed up to this petition not to pay that bill, if they don't pay that bill, it will crash the system. It will crash the energy system. And that's what needs to happen. And take back control from these greedy capitalists who've got no social conscience at all, you know. I mean, I believe in capitalism. I really do. But I believe in capitalism with a social conscience. And I don't see none of that. All I see is greed. Greed is great. That's what they're saying. You heard Michael Douglas say it all them years ago. Greed is great, and all these greedy corporations, all these greedy capitalists have just carried on being as greedy as they can get. I mean, if you're working a supermarket, right? The amount of money that supermarket earns, you should, whether you're working on the till or cleaning the floor or cleaning the toilets, you should be able to buy your own house and own car and take a family on holiday. It should be a job where it's a sought after job. The amount of money that them greedy people make and they don't pass it down to workers or nothing. It's disgusting. Disgusting. No social conscience. I'm ranting. These Rajis. It's all a planned rip. It is all a planned rip. Disgusting. Can everyone hit their legs? Thanks, MMA illegal. She's beat you, friend. You'll never have, man. She's best friend you'll ever. She is the best friend I'll ever have. Me old doll. I love me old doll. She just does me healing at times because she's me old doll. But I love her. Aye. Oh, aye. I put my mother through loads of grief. Loads. That's why I'm overly sensitive about dramas and stuff and that happening around us. You know, when there's conflict and all that around us. I just think of all the drama and that I've caused me family and everybody else over the years, and I just can't cope with anymore. It upsets us. And me poor mother and me father. They aren't bringing their prices down when they are told to at the supermarket. Aye, that's right, they're not. They're just greedy. They're just greedy people. That it's just a greedy capitalist. That's all it is.
But it's not all these, you know, like the big brands in the supermarkets, right?
Aye.
It's no them. It's like Tesco and Morrison's. They say your offer will go on and we will sell it for this amount, and then they're bound by that, and that's why there's this big dispute with Heinz and Tesco and stuff like that, because Heinz are not prepared to give Tesco it for what they want, so the supermarkets can make astronomical profits.
Aye, I know. And the government facilitate these greedy capitalists.
Of course they do, because see
Right.
the people at the top, they're the brother-in-laws and their sister-in-laws and stuff like that.
But you see, socialism, right? I got problems with socialism as well, though. You see, but my understanding is that one can't exist without the other. To be, you know, both. This is where you get your centre. You got your left, your right. Your left, your socialists. Your Labour, right? Your right, your Conservatives, right? I like to think to myself is centre. At the moment, I've been leaning more centre right because of all the work stuff, and I feel like, whoa, you know, I want to empathise with everybody. I want everybody to be all right, and I want everybody to be respected, right? But that's not happening when it comes to a lot of that work stuff. You know, it fries me heat. It's like reality's just gone out the window. You know, aye. Leamington Shop, from Leamington Shop. Big up Leamington Shop. Urban Explores. Foxdorf, all heading towards Civil War, Cookie. Well, I think, right, you see, once we start feeling the economic hardship, we've not felt it for a lot of years. I mean, it's been the 70s. Go on, do you want to talk?
I do. I want to say something about the comment Civil War. It'll never happen. I'll tell you why it will never happen.
Why?
Because nobody sticks together, and that's what we need. We need everybody to stick together. Then there'll be a great uprising. But nobody will do it. They all want everybody.
Oh, we cannot have civil war. We cannot have civil war.
No, it's not just even
not in Britain.
Even on a diplomatic scale.
No, man, this is Britain, man. We don't
stand together. You know,
that's right.
enemy, and that's
we can, yes, but we are Britain, and we can find change in other ways by standing together in other ways.
The same fight, just on a different time.
Aye. But like I'm saying, once we start experiencing these economic hardships, right? Stuff like what you've just said becomes relevant, right? How are people gonna react? You know, how are normal people who are gonna no longer got money, so they can't live properly, they can't provide for their family properly because they're having to pay the gas bill. Because you know, they have to pay the gas bill or buy food. You know how they're gonna get to work with the petrol prices? It's crazy. But the economic hardship is gonna. I think people will definitely be out protesting. I think people will start financial protests, economic protests, which is by the people not going to pay their energy bills and carry on using the energy. But we'll see what happens. Aye, Flossie Jock.
Well, it was just something.
Cool. Cover the neighbour's fence, yeah, winter fuel convert. Convert the neighbour's fence, yeah, winter fuel. Yeah, it might come to that, you know. It might bloody come to that, whatever now. But the government might pull something out the bag and help with, you know. But there does need to be, if capital, see the way I look at it with this capitalism, and they're really, really greedy at the minute. I mean, you look at China, socialist, communist, right? Communist state, right? For a lot of years, we've done badly under that communist regime, right? So it had to become a hybrid. It had to allow capitalism to function to a degree in China, right? So China become a hybrid and was able to trade with the rest of the world. We're given special privileges and trading privileges because of the third world status, which they still hold to this day. But my point is they have become a hybrid so they could flourish in today's global and community. We need to do the same. We need to bring more socialism, social stuff that with our capitalism, right, that will turn us into a hybrid so we can compete with the rest of the world. And how do we do that? We address our social, economic issues and living issues in our society. Crazy, man. I'm ranting too much, yeah. Like just getting that bill. Threatened. And they threatened if I don't pay £220 a month or 12 months, I'll be sent to court. Aye. I think we need, I don't know what, that's crazy. But we need to address the social issues, the economic social issues in our country to stop these greedy capitalists taking advantage of the poor of this country. And that's the whole top and bottom of it. The sooner they start doing that, the stronger our country and economy will become. The pure greed of these corporations like Shell, BP will push people over the edge. Their profits are they're astronomical. That's why I think the masses will take to the streets. I think they will take the streets and protest, but it has to be a peaceful protest, but defiant. Because we cannot have the government just outlaw and protest, especially when it comes to where people are suffering, really, really suffering, and need to be on the street at any given time to protest. And the government are trying to stop that from happening. That's where I think we need protest. But it must be peaceful. It must be peaceful. If you never turn to crime, do you think your brothers wouldn't have? And I don't not being brought up in Benwell. Probs would have took the piss if you had have got a job back then, haha. Aye. My brothers, I don't know. I think if I had been a good example to my brothers, they wouldn't have went into crime. I really believe that. They would have followed me. If I had been successful, they would have followed me into success. I would have helped them. I would have dragged them along with us. Done me a favour, go sub to Jude are fighting back United. Please, pal. I'll go and sub to them, man. I'd fighting back United. I will. Because you take that. Because I do. Just so I don't forget. Aye. Angel Heights, West Road, Mission Abandoned. No anywhere like this, Cookie. Aye. I don't, mate. Angel Heights, West Road, Mission Abandoned. No anywhere like this, Cookie. I don't, mate. I'm not too sure. I do know the West Road. Oh, I better catch up with these comments. Else, cause you got about. Cause you got about. Hi, Anne. Hi. For socialism to work, which it rarely does, everyone has to be in full employment. That's right. That's why I didn't believe in socialism. I seen Clarkson and all that on the Grand Tour eating. I think I'll end up eating insects and I'm out to eat. If we've done total socialism, but no. A good healthy mix will make us strong. A little bit of capitalism with a healthy social conscience would do me great when it comes to all that. People are not valued. They're not valued, no. We're not valued. We're, when it comes to drug dealers and criminals and all that these days, and the morals of the criminal these days is that they just see each other as a pound note. If I kind of getting out of here, I don't want nothing to do with it. If I kind of turn you into a punter, I don't want to know. And it's the same with the legit world as well. That's a canny parallel, that. All I have to do is make all the big rich store owners pay taxes, boots, Starbucks, McDonald's, and loads more. Aye. Everybody, every single person who's working for all them big stores, they should be getting paid money, good money. They should be able to afford to take their family abroad, buy themselves a home, and buy their family a home, and buy a family car. Every single one should be getting paid. That's where the capitalist social conscience should be. Instead of ripping them off, they just rip you off, pay your peanuts. Crazy.
I think what he meant was the government should make the big companies pay tax in this country.
Oh, aye. That's right. Aye, because, I think like Google and that didn't pay a tax in this country.
But Google's in Ireland, doesn't it?
But Starbucks and Boots have to pay a tax in this country because they're operating, they're actually on the soil.
But they're registered in America, so that's what you do with American trade deal, which was good under Trump, but it's really bad under Biden. Because they are big and America can put pressure on us.
Foxed off. Aye, it is. It is. Who's been making what trade deals abroad?
Penny Morden or something she's called, isn't she?
But there was one before. Liz Truss. Apparently Liz Truss has been all over the world, and the reason why she's dead popular in the Conservative Party is because she's been making really good trade deals. So around the world.
She's a woman.
Well, she's been making good trade deals in forward and all that, especially with America, because the Biden Association has been like awkward with put at the bottom of the list, like Obama said they would. So she's been going around making trade deals with individual states and mostly Republican governors and senators. So, and getting around the federal government that way when it comes to international trade with America. But so big up Liz Truss. You were a product of in your environment. Not all, but mainly. That's right. Not all, but mainly. I have to take responsibility for my art. I could have done something about it. Not good back then. The criminality on the streets was really. It was. Of course you can ask us a question, mate. Bank bushwhacker. Were you in with any IRA? No, I wasn't in. I think I mixed with some Republicans and loyalists, but I didn't really understand the conflict that was. I was just a young man when I was mixing with the Irish. I didn't really understand how deep rooted it was, and that, and maybe still is to the large degree. But I made friends with Republicans and loyalists from Ireland, and they all helped us get through my jail a lot, They were good crack. I reckon you undercooked them super noodles. I can't like, bet you had to be hard Todd the Bob bits. Aye. No, the noodles were perfectly cooked, I assure you. Jacob Rees-Mogg fanboy. Well, I do like Jacob Rees-Mogg. He's canny good. He's judged by his accent and stuff because he's very aristocratic. See, that's the thing with the Tory party. They're too aristocratic, right? Once they get some proper working man's conservatism in there with a bit of socialism, they'll crack it. But until they do that, but his job, Jacob Rees-Mogg, please, sorry, and like taking advantage of the lower class. Yes, it comes across like that. The Bulletin Club boys, like they call them. I've heard about all that. And yes, they're keeping the capitalists in power. The greedy capitalists. The whole lot, Armin. The whole lot. The whole lot. I thought Boris Johnson would have hired with a big bone, and is the next Prime Minister gonna be high with something? No. I don't know where it's gone politics. The Giles and ours to be badly. Aye, poor growers. Aye, poor growers. Aye, crazy. What happened to Terry Nordman? I don't know, mate. Aye, good time with LED sales. Solar, get good. Aye, solar, get good. Solar is good. I mean, trying to become more economic, more energy self-sufficient. I think it can be done. Like there is good technology out there that can sort it out. Aye, I will. I'll sort that out. I'll sort out the email and all that. I'll put it on my community page. I'll put it out on my community page, my email. Aye. What type of criminal do you see yourself as? Type of criminal? I don't know. I was a thug. I was getting worse. I did have morals. I did have morals, criminal morals. I did, yeah. I kept away from any old people, women, kids. Wouldn't rob off any of them. So I think everything else was fair game. You know, that's what type of criminal I was. No, he's self-serving. He is self-serving, I suppose, but I like him because I like what he talked, but the talk crap. I used to like Michael Gove because I liked Michael Gove because when he was Justice Secretary, he spoke good, positive things about the prison service and about changing it. But it was just a con to bring economic slavery into the prison system, which they've done. Aye, but I'll tell you, Tory Conservative MP or ex-MP, who my opinion will never change about, and that is Anne Whitcomb. My opinion about that woman will never ever change, and I really love her. She was the first. She was only shadow Home Office, shadow Home Secretary at the time. This was when it was all joined together. But what she spoke about real reform, prison reform and reform for rehabilitation for prisoners was spot on. And that's why I started liking her. She was Anne Whitcomb was the first Conservative I liked. Aye. I'm Dean OK, UKPI. How are you, mate? I hope you're doing good as well, pal. Aye. Just put an extra jumper on. Job done. I wish I could be like that with a cold, you know. Stiff upper lip. Other families had older brothers who were sensible, but they still went to crime. Aye, so don't blame yourself for the path your kids took, mate. Aye, you know. Aye, I don't know. But more positive example in life, we could have give more Spain in the legit world, you see. They don't pay any tax in the UK, but the royals don't either. All a big plot to better the rich and keep the poor and working class in controlled environment, just like open prison. You're right, you're right. There is that's been going on for a long time. We've allowed, under the guise of bringing down, reducing crime and stuff. We've got cameras all over, police cameras all over the place. You know, stealing data off her. I mean, look at the digital world. Look how much data is stolen off us. You know, we should have some control over our data. You know, it's a simple. We should. Anybody earning money off data that they've stole off us should have to pay everyone. Tell you. Aye, they've got with. Aye. But I do like the royal family. I think the royal family, I do love the royal family. I really do. And I love the Queen. I do, I love the Queen. Aye. Timing was apt. Aye. You can tell what kind of cut I got there. I didn't, I must have been naughty as to why I've been given that. Right. I'll get these last few questions because it's been going on a while now. This is like 2.5 hours I've done live. I've done good today, like, I've got to say. Right. A lying criminal tell the truth. Now, here we go. What we're dealing with here. Yeah? We've got to, oh, look, he's put some bacon rashers up there. What, I mean, mentality we're dealing with here. We're dealing with a Raji here. This is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a Raji. Yeah. What can I do? Straight out the funny form, this bloke, yeah. A lying criminal. Ooh, tell the truth, Cookie. Bacon. Lovely bloke. Straight out the funny form, aren't you, mate? Eating the bacon. You've been having plenty rashers of bacon in that funny form.
Hey, Anne's just for one never respond to someone who cannot spell lying.
But I'm not the very best to reader either. As I get older, I think turning into a sympathetic Victor Meldrew. I feel the same. Do you know what it is? Because I suppose it's never too late to learn empathy. No, it's not. It's good learning empathy. Or allowing yourself. It's not learning it, it's allowing yourself to feel empathy. It helps you loads, man. Helps you understand the world around you. Aye, it is. She's a shit dancer, though. Oh, I shouldn't swear. Knee swearing is unique. Anne Whittaker is unique in that she's... what does that say? Who is a gay icon? A homophobe. Who is a gay icon? I wouldn't like to think of her as a homophobe, like, because I like Anne. Anne Whittaker. I do.
I think she's live and let live type of person, isn't she? She just will only have her children indoctrinated by the stupidity that goes on. That's the problem. And that's why I like her too.
Made with the last Lego in the box, but she can't argue a point. She can. She bloody can. I don't mind a bit of team party. I don't mind that at all. You know, I've got, you know, let live, you know. After a royal pardon, I'd love a royal pardon, but I don't think I deserve one. I need to live with the consequences of me past, and that's why I'm allowed to go to prison. I never respond to someone who cannot spell lies. The Queen is a fan of yours, Cookie. Never shuts up about you when we have to have afternoon tea. Oh, that would be great. I tell you what helped me. You know why I like the Queen as well? Because of porridge as well. You know, I always liked the Queen, but porridge helped us reinforce that. You know, with Grouty having the picture of the Queen on his cell wall. I had a pinch of the Queen on my cell wall as well, on my picture board. Not a big one, just a little one. Cause of grouty and porridge, with a porridge. Aye. You'll be at war chat on your channel or mine before I become PI or store detective. So, aye. I know, I'll do it on your channel, mate. I'll come and do it on your channel. Very good, man. I'm gonna end this live soon. Just gonna get through these last comments on here. Enjoyable chat, Cookie. Take care, pal, and speak again soon. Too many dullards on YouTube. You're right there, pal. Bella Foxed off. See you soon. Are you going to be doing any hot tent camping this winter? I don't think I am because I haven't got the funds to do it. That's the only thing. I have to get the funds to do it. Although I'd love to do a bit of hot tent camping. It'd be great. Aye. Settle it, good man, Cookie. Thanks, mate. Celtic FC.
Celtic.
Is it Celtic?
Aye.
Hope you're good, Cookie. Stay safe, mate. Aye, cheers, Clayton. Enjoy the sunshine this afternoon. Enjoy this sunshine this afternoon, Cookie. Good chat. Aye, cheers, Eddie. Cheers, Paul. Right, everyone. I'm going to end that now. Thanks for tuning in. My first StreamYard live. I might get some guests coming on soon. You know, I might not. But you don't have to show your face as long as I know who you are. And as long as, if you're from the West End and I know who you are, you don't have to show your face. You can hide your voice, whatever, and we can have a chat. And you can ask us any questions about me, you know. Take it easy, Joe. All right, so everybody, take care. God bless and stay safe and be good. Till I next see you.